Alright guys, so very different video today. We're talking about a game in a series that I've never really ever talked about on my channel. I think we've done one Assassin's Creed related video and it had to do with Odyssey somewhat recently. I realize this game's a bit older, but I play a lot of open world games, so it takes me a long time to get around to finally completing games, and just recently I picked up Assassin's Creed Origins again. I bought it sometime last year. Truthfully, I haven't been playing it that long. I don't even know that I've even owned it for a year at this point, but I just now picked it up again recently to try to complete it. And really quickly, let's branch off from the actual topic of the video, because I'll probably never be able to talk about this game again, really, because it's kind of old news at this point. But man, what a revival of the series. As somebody who's played a handful of the Assassin's Creed games over the years, I've never really been drawn into them. Like, I played the first one, maybe the second one. I definitely played Assassin's Creed 3. I played a lot of it, but never completed it. Syndicate was the first Assassin's Creed game that I enjoyed enough to actually complete the story. I don't know where it ranks up among the other Assassin's Creed games, but it was a cheap purchase. It was on like the discount rack at Walmart. It was like 15 or 20 bucks, and I was just like, I'll pick this game up, I suppose. But holy shit, man, Origins was such a different and better experience than any other Assassin's Creed game I've played. I really loved the world in Assassin's Creed Origins. I never knew how much I wanted to play a game that takes place in Egypt. I never knew how badly I wanted to slide down the side of a pyramid. The best improvements to the game in the series, of course, was the combat and the RPG elements. The combat's pretty brutal. The game got compared a lot to Witcher 3 whenever it came out, which I think is a fair comparison and a good comparison. It's a good game to be compared to, but it's similar to Witcher 3 in that you cannot take too many hits, man. Like, just a handful of hits from an enemy that's a similar level to you, and you're gonna die. The RPG elements, the RPG aspects of the game were something that blew me away when I picked it up, because I wasn't expecting that from an Assassin's Creed game. I wasn't watching, like, videos and reviews and stuff of the game, so I didn't really know what I was getting into. You earn experience, you level up in the game, there's a pretty decent sized skill tree to unlock stuff. Right now I'm at max level 40. I don't have any of the add-ons or anything yet. So I'm max level 40, but I still have several things to unlock, so I'm not even done doing the skill tree yet, even though I'm pretty close to beating the game. And then you have all kinds of weapons in the game. There's two-handed weapons, single-handed weapons, sickles, swords, bows, big-ass staves and hammers, all kinds of different things. And they all have their own stats and different levels. You can level up weapons. There's also different ranks of gear. There's like the normal stuff, the rare stuff, legendary stuff. All the different weapons in the game have all kinds of different abilities. So much that I wasn't expecting from an Assassin's Creed game as somebody who's played a handful of the games. I haven't played all of them or anywhere near all of them. But still, as somebody who's dabbled in the series a bit, there was just so much RPG elements and aspects to the game that just really made me fall in love with it. And one other great thing about Assassin's Creed Origins is it is a strictly single-player game. There is no multiplayer mode. There is no team deathmatch, or I don't know what the hell Assassin's Creed multiplayer has ever been, because I never played it, because I never cared to play it. But it is a strictly single-player game. But it does have almost multiplayer stuff, almost like multiplayer social features in the game. This game, of course, features a photo mode, which is pretty standard for gaming these days, and it's been a pretty popular thing in gaming for a few years now. But it's very different from a lot of games where you don't just take a picture and you have it in a gallery, and maybe you can share it on social media. When you actually pull up the map of Assassin's Creed Origins, you'll see these little rectangles all over the map, and whenever you hover over one, it'll show you a picture that somebody else has taken. To me, this is so much better than just taking pictures in a video game and, again, maybe sharing it on social media. Like, you can go hover around the map and see pictures that people have taken, and the world feels almost multiplayer in that way, because it feels like other people have been there. Other people have been to these parts of the map, even though it's a strictly single-player game. And in a somewhat similar realm, you can actually come across the dead bodies of other players in your world. You examine the body, it gives you a little side quest where you avenge that player. These can be human NPCs, these can be animals, they can be anything. And once you kill whatever killed that player, you get rewarded with a chunk of experience, which is pretty cool. And again, it makes it feel almost multiplayer. You're coming across the dead bodies of other players, even though this is a strictly single-player game. And then you have the Trial of the Gods DLC that was added either late 2017 or early 2018. I can't quite remember, but it is a free DLC that everybody gets to participate in. You fight these gigantic gods all around the map, and you get rewarded for defeating them. Every week there's two of them, one that's normal and one that's a harder difficulty. The rewards are different each and every week. There's 3 gods, so the gods are different every week as well because they rotate them out. As I just mentioned, the rewards are different each and every week as long as you keep killing the gods. So even if you fight the same god the next week, the reward will be different because you defeated them the previous week. But on top of all of this, there is a community aspect to beating these gods with the Ubisoft Club. If enough people participate and kill enough of these gods, everybody gets rewarded at the end of it. Now, I'm not entirely sure how good or beneficial these actual rewards are that you get from doing the Trial of the Gods, but the point is more so the community aspect of it, the social aspect, than it is the actual rewards. And I'm sure the rewards are still good anyway, because they're high-level quests, so like level 40-plus quests. And me personally, I've never played a single-player game that has something like this. I've played plenty of multiplayer games out there that have a community goal thing, where like if enough people do this, everybody gets rewarded. I've seen it with Black Ops 3, maybe even Black Ops 4, I'm not entirely sure, but Black Ops 3, there was like so many deaths. It was like, if everybody can reach 1 billion kills together, commutatively, then everybody gets these badass like calling cards and weapon skins and all this other stuff. Like, I've seen that type of thing in multiplayer games, never in a single player game. And that's pretty much the point of this video, is this is how single player games should handle multiplayer features and social aspects. Not every single game out there has to have a goddamn multiplayer mode. I recently finished the 2013 Tomb Raider game. Again, another fantastic game and a good revival to the series. I actually had a lot of fun playing it, other than a ton of QuickTime events. That gets a bit old. But even this game had a multiplayer thing. You can't play it now. It's a super dead game. It's like 6 years old at this point. But the point is, like, Tomb Raider? Did Tomb Raider really need a multiplayer? The social features, the social aspects of Assassin's Creed Origins were really good because of their simplicity. They're very, very small. They're nothing you really have to go out of your way to even do, outside of battling the gigantic gods, which they're not even really that hard once you know how to fight them, once you figure out their patterns. They're relatively easy fights. But the photo mode feature thing is something that I think a lot more open world games should incorporate. I think that's a great thing where you can just open up the map and see pictures that other people have taken. Getting to avenge people that have been killed by NPCs was a very fun, small feature that I do all the time, because usually people die around areas that you're going to clear out anyway, so you're going to kill the NPCs that killed them anyway, so why not just get the bonus experience? But it was really the community challenge with the Trial of the Gods that really pushed me to want to make this video, along with the photo mode stuff and avenging other players, because this is something that I'd never seen personally with a single player game. And it's something that I'd love to see incorporated into future single player games where there's the community goals, where it feels like it's, again, almost multiplayer, even though it's clearly not a multiplayer game at all. It's strictly single-player experience. But you feel like you're playing alongside these other people around the world. Everybody's involved. Everybody's shooting for the same goal. And as long as we can reach that goal by a certain time, everybody gets rewarded. When it comes to a game that's supposed to be single-player, I'd much prefer stuff like this over some sort of forced multiplayer that I'm probably never gonna play. You can have fun in a video game with other players without ever actually having to play with them. That being said, though, more single-player games out there could incorporate a feature where you could have somebody join your world to help you go around questing. Assassin's Creed's not really one of those style of games where it's like that, because you never really fight anybody that's that hard or really that feels like a boss, except for these Trial of the Gods. These guys take a little while to defeat, and they're gigantic bosses. It'd be fun to play something like this with another player. Now, I haven't played Odyssey yet. Obviously, I'm not going to pick up that game when I haven't even finished Origins yet. But I have heard that it improves on a lot of the stuff that Origins added to the series, so I'm kind of curious if there's any more social feature type of stuff that maybe they added to that game. So again, a pretty random, very different video from anything we usually do on the channel, talking about a game in a series that we never even talk about. But it's something that hit me the past couple days playing this game that I felt like I wanted to talk about, because it's something, again, that I haven't really ever seen in a single-player game. And correct me if I'm wrong, I've said that a few times in the video, but I don't know of any single-player games that have these like community things like this, where everybody gets to participate and get rewarded. If there are other single-player games out there that do something like this, be sure and let me know in the comments below. I'm just getting tired of seeing multiplayer modes forced into games that should be only single-player when you can do something as simple as this and it be just as enjoyable. By the way, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys aren't, and you want to stay up to date with more Assassin's Creed Origin content. I don't know about all that. Turn on my notifications. Follow me on Twitter at @TheDashingDavid, at my Discord. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys. Give me a smile, give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while. Quit